We got the video going. We got the audio. Whoops. No, we don't. We have it recording now. And we do this little intro here as I count it down in 3, 2, 1.
Now push your plate closer so we can eat together.
Now I'm tired and I want to go to bed. Carry me up to your room.
No, I don't want to. I'm not going to do it.
Carry me up to your room.
Carry him up to your room.
Game over, yeah!
The morning stream. Computer, stop the flow of time.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to TMS. That's the morning stream. It's Wednesday, July 20th, 2022. I'm Scott Johnson with Brian Ibbett. Good morning, Brian.
Good morning, Scott.
Nice to see you and have you and be near you and digitally look at you, I guess.
Yes, well, thank you. And you
things
as well, sir.
Thank you. By the way, I forgot to show this yesterday because I left it upstairs, but I brought it down. I've been tempted about where to put this thing, but Brian sent me the coolest birthday gift, and I want to show everybody. So you all know I can't shut up about how much I love Joust. It's my favorite arcade game of all time. And I could play it at the drop of the hat. You just say, hey, you want to play Joust? Yes! Is the answer immediately. And Brian, while he was at the pinball thing down in Texas, found this bobble freaking...
Bobble ostrich,
yeah,
I guess.
Bobble ostrich. I don't know how else to put it. Carter thought that little nubbin on the top, the little plume on his helmet, was his head. Yeah. Like he's...
Which is the best, right?
Yeah, like a little earthworm Jim looking guy.
Oh, my God, that's awesome.
But no, that's his little plume because he's a professional jouster and all that. Anyway, I absolutely love this thing, and I'm tempted. I was tempted to put it in the car dash, but I'm not in there enough. So I think I'm going to put it. I'm not going to put it here, but I'm going to put it somewhere in my office that I always can look at it and go flick and watch it go back and forth.
Yeah, I
love him.
I don't know when that thing was made, like if it was made back in 1982 or if it was made more recently, but that is the only time I've ever seen that thing, and it was like they had this vendor at the Texas Pinball Festival had one of those, and I'm like, there is the present for Scott. And I bought it, whatever it was back in February or March, whenever I went out there.
You're right. Early March, I think. Yeah,
it was March. Yeah, and this thing is sat on my shelf with a sticky note that said Scott's birthday on it for the longest time, and all this time, right? Like March, April, May, June, July, 5 months or 4 months or however you want to work the math.
Yeah. Yep.
Did I ever take the time to wrap it? No. And when I shoved it in a box to send to Scott, did I wrap it then? No. I wrapped it in did you like the packaging? Because that's what my resin bottles come in for my 3D printer.
Oh, I wondered about that. I wasn't sure, because when I first got it, I'm like, wait, what is this? And I kept digging, and I'm like, and I saved it for while I was out of town, and I was like, I don't know what this is. Hopefully it's something I'm not going to, like, I don't know, break here and have it be a chemical, or I didn't know. I didn't know what was going on. Right. And I fired it open and went, oh, look at this guy in here. And I love him. He's great.
Awesome.
Look at him on his little spring. Look, he's stoked. Yeah, he wants to go. Yeah. That's pretty good. That's not bad.
This is my first ever attempt at impersonating Joust.
Well, we use it on Play Retro all the time, this sound.
There it is.
Yep, and then before you know it, you're fighting that damn buzzard thing. I hate that thing, or the dragon. Yeah.
You've got the arcade one-up machine that's got Defender and Joust, right?
I do. Yeah, it's got Defender, Joust, Rampage, and what's the one where you run around 4 of you in a dungeon? Valkyrie.
Oh, Gauntlet.
Gauntlet, jeez. I couldn't think of Gauntlet.
That's cool. That's a great combo there.
Yeah, it's not bad. That's why I think that's my main reason for buying that one. I would have gotten it with Joust no matter what, but it actually has like this really good selection for $200 or whatever. So, yeah, that's why I did it.
Very
the
cool.
kids, everybody here
cool.
wants to play. They just want to play Rampage. That's all anyone cares about.
And the box is decorated Defender, right?
No. Hold on.
Oh, is it decorated Joust? Because I saw that they had one. I didn't know if it was brand new or if it was the one you got that is now arcade one up and it's decorated as a Joust machine.
Let's see, arcade one. I can't. It's in the other room, so I can't see it. But I think it may be Rampage is the Oh, it
really?
is.
Okay.
Yeah, it is Rampage, which is weird.
Gotcha.
That shouldn't be your focus, in my opinion.
Right. Yeah. I would think this is really funny because they've got I see the Rampage Gauntlet. Jeez, I can't even speak.
Gauntlet.
Rampage Gauntlet. Joust and Defender one. But then they've also got the Defender 40th anniversary, and then they've got the Joust one.
Oh, interesting.
Joust one looks so cool.
That's the one I would have got if that was available. But yeah, the one I just put in our chat is the one I got, and I really, really like it. I don't have the what do you call that? The pedestal thing, the extender.
Oh, yeah, that it stands on. Yeah.
Yeah. So I ended up using. I just have a little stool in there.
Check this out. Okay, so this new one. I'm sorry to give you maybe some jealousy here, Scott, but the new one's got Rampage, Defender, and Gauntlet.
Yeah, Gauntlet.
Then you've got Mortal Kombat 2, Mortal Kombat 3, and Ultimate MK3.
What?
And then you've got Tubin, Wizard of War, Root Beer Tapper, Bubbles, Paperboy, and Clax.
Oh my gosh!
Like the brand new Joust one they've come out with has all that stuff. I've been wondering why they don't do more. Like why they don't. They easily could put more games on there. I mean, obviously it's a way of saying, "Hey, you want more games? Buy another one of these machines." But certainly
look
they
at
could
that thing!
Yeah,
dude, I bought it the wrong time.
I mean, isn't it always the way, right? It's like, I bought this. Now the even better one came out 2 years later or whatever.
I freaking hate that. It annoys me.
Me too.
All right.
I wonder if you could just reflash the ROM or something.
Oh, I could totally hack it. Yeah, there's like full videos. I just haven't taken the time. I think I could probably put another. I mean, I could Raspberry Pi it if I wanted and put a ton
But you
on
don't.
there.
Does yours have like this many buttons on it?
I doubt it. Mine's got enough for. So imagine
Rampage,
everything
right?
you'd need for Gauntlet. Gauntlet's the big one.
Yeah,
That's how many. It's a bunch of it's a bunch of buttons, but it's not like there's no wheel.
It's not the Mortal Kombat level number of buttons. Oh yeah, I'm looking at the one you've got.
Yeah, and it's fine.
It's fine.
For what it is, it's fine. But now you've told me something's better, and now I'm annoyed.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I would, dude. MK3 Ultimate is one of my favorite. Just sit and play it forever fighting games. I could use some of that in my life. Mm-hmm. Why the hell not? This is great. We're getting in the mood.
Find a huge Rampage fan to buy this one from you, and then just put that. That and an extra $100 or $200 and get you one of these Joust Super Deluxe.
I'll call Dwayne The Rock Johnson and say, "Hey, yo, dude,
can you smell the movie I'm making?
You made Rampage. How about an arcade game in your house? And you will pay me $40,000 for it because you are The Rock.
Because you're The Rock.
Yeah, you have a lot of money. You eat 15 chicken breasts a morning. You can afford it.
Johnson & Johnson. I'm sure there's some deal you guys can make. The Johnson family discount.
Got to be connected somewhere in the past. Who knows? Somebody crossed with Polynesian, a Swede and a Polynesian got it on.
Right. Yes.
I don't know what happens in closed doors. Anyway, welcome to the show, everybody. We're glad to be here. We got a lot to do. It's Wednesday. It's always a big day.
Much to do.
Much to do about.
It's not going to do it itself either.
It's much to do about something, not nothing, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Shake that, Shakespeare. Shake that. Anyway.
Shake that, Takespeare.
Takespeare. I love that. Get a title in there quick, you guys. That's a good one.
Yeah. First one wins.
So, all right. So I showed that off. I don't know why in the notes I put caw. That's not what an ostrich does. He doesn't go
but
caw.
that's kind of the noise that the pterodactyl makes, right?
Oh, that's true. I hate that guy. One of the great dicks in video game history. That freaking guy.
Oh yeah, is that damn pterodactyl the unbeatable?
I hate
pterodactyl.
him. All he was designed for was to take a slow player, kill him, and make them put more quarters in. That was the whole point.
Right. How do we keep somebody from just like keeping one bird alive?
Yep.
Bonking them, letting them drop, then repeat, rinse and repeat.
It's all about quarters, man. That was it.
Yeah, for sure.
We got a couple emails. I want to do some follow-ups before we get to our Battle Royale today. By the way, today we're going to be playing the TMS High-Low, which means Brian Dunaway's in a meeting, and one of you out there will be calling in and be competing with me. So
that's right.
get ready for that.
Use your own smarts against Scott.
Yeah,
if you dare.
You probably dare. They probably dare.
They should definitely dare. Yeah,
I agree. So let's do this real quick.
Send and receive email.
We got an email from Steven, not Schleicher, just a different Steven, who says, on the subject of virtual brands, we were talking about like ghost kitchens.
bird dogs.
Yeah, bird dogs and all that. So say, Scott and Brian, I was listening to Wednesday's show and wanted to chime in about the Buffalo Wild Wings virtual brand you talked about. A few months ago, a new restaurant popped up on DoorDash near us called The Meltdown, so we tried it out. That sounds like melted grilled cheese or something.
Meltdown. I know it does sounds really good.
See, that's the problem. These fake brands sound great, but they're not.
They sound better than the restaurants that these Mockingbird.
Which I guess is the idea, because then they buy there, even though they're still buying from people they know. Anyway, it's weird.
Right? Because would you say, "Oh, Meltdown"? It's in a Denny's. Oh.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Exactly.
Like if it was called the Meltdown sandwich and it's a Denny's, you wouldn't give two craps about it.
No, and the bag shows up and it says Denny's on the side, and you're like, I've been wronged. Today, someone chose violence. Anyway. It says here, we tried it out. Watching the map tracking, I noticed that it looked like our driver was picking up our food at a Denny's. Speaking of Denny's.
Right.
Close to us, I couldn't figure out what was going on until I found this article, and we read it. Denny's is offering Burger Den Meltdown virtual brands. After writing the above, I heard you talk about the Wikipedia article, but I'm still sending this along as it is not a warehouse situation like you talked about. I think it's different from a ghost kitchen. It's a Denny's, just under another name with other food. Yeah, and I think that's what happened with the Buffalo Wild Wings as well. Same deal.
Right. Right after we did that show, I got an email. I'm on the Buffalo Wild Wings rewards list because, of course, I am. I used to go there for lunch, get one of their lunch specials, and do trivia while I sat there and ate lunch.
Fantastic.
So of course I get this thing, bird dogs. I'm like, oh, okay, there you go. We just talked about this. So I'm looking at the menu for this Meltdown. It's awesome. I mean, it's like sandwiches with melty cheese on them. The giddy up melt is slow smoked brisket, burnt ends, sharp white cheddar, creamy barbecue sauce.
It sounds amazing, doesn't it?
Sounds amazing.
Yeah.
And when you look at if you go to Google and Google the Meltdown, the first review that comes up for me, I'm sure this is somebody local, it says, I was fooled by a pseudo name. By the way, pseudo, he spelled like it is a woman named Sue who adds D-O to her name.
Of course he did.
Of course it is. The irony that's a pseudo name.
That's really obnoxious. I hate that.
Yes.
You're going to write a mean
used
thing.
by Denny's. Ordered through food delivery app, and when arrived, everything was branded Denny's. Had I known they were selling food under a different name, I would have ordered. If I wanted Denny's for dinner, I sure would have ordered through Denny's.
Yeah, you didn't like being fooled.
How was the food, Sean?
Yeah.
Was it good? Like, if you hadn't and had no idea it was Denny's, would you be like, oh, this is great, burnt ends barbecue sandwich with melted cheddar on that? Oh, man, sounds great.
Yeah. If I were Denny's and if I were Buffalo Wild Wings, what I would do is invest in some bags with a different name on them.
Right, yes, yeah.
So then nobody's the wiser. They just get it and it's all good.
They've got a logo, right?
Yeah.
There's like a logo for this Meltdown place.
Yeah. It's all a little weird because it does all kind of test your what's the word? Your faith, your good faith agreement with food places that you're getting what you asked for, that it's not from some back alley, some guy didn't dig it out of a dumpster and repurpose it. Like, I hate when those questions come up, but they come up because this stuff's a little on the skeevy side. Not exactly, but a little. Like, if they even just said in the description, Bird Dogs, a subsidiary of Buffalo Wild Wings. Like, just give us something. Right. Then we wouldn't
but they
be
could
like...
They could also word it like, yeah, times are tough right now. We've brought in a different chef who's selling that we're subletting space in our kitchen for another company and another chef to make their products and deliver them through our kitchen.
Yeah.
Then it's like, oh, that feels like a different thing than Denny's or Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah.
And if they positioned it like that and maybe were transparent about it like that, then hey, that sounds cool. But if it's like, well, we were going to do these new sandwiches on the Denny's menu, let's just call it a new restaurant and we'll only have delivery and
yeah. It's all a little. The entirety of it is a little strange, but
it is a little strange. Yeah.
But Stephen, thank you for the clarifications and also for listening to the show. We appreciate it. We got one from.
And thanks now for making me want a melty sandwich.
Yeah, I kind of want
Damn
one.
It.
And now that I know it's Denny's, it's like a sub thing of Denny's. I'm fine with that. It's fine.
I'm all right with that. Yeah,
if it's good.
Denny's, yeah.
I guess you'd have to,
I'll be honest. I ate at a Denny's within the last 7 days. I did my early morning. It was Friday. Did my early morning I'm awake at 5 o'clock or 5:30. Let's just shower and let's just start lifting. And then when things die down, then I'll go get breakfast. And the only thing I could find near me when I dropped off a passenger around the time that I was like, I got to eat something, the only thing I could find around me was a Denny's. But you know what? I had a grand slam with my 4 favorite things.
Never
pancakes,
bad. Yep.
pancakes, eggs, and pancakes. And it was fine. It was great.
Yeah. How were the pancakes, though? Were they pretty good?
Oh, it sucked, actually.
Oh, okay. I get you.
My God. I'm so tempted. So you know the story. I mean, the Vegas thing is a week from today. I leave for Vegas.
Oh,
and,
yeah, that came up fast. Holy crap!
It did come up fast, and obviously, for the most part, I'm taking. I'm staying at the MGM Grand and not leaving the MGM Grand because who knows what the freaking temperature is going to be. I may not want to walk out on the Strip and have my shoes melt to the sidewalk.
Yeah. If it's like it's been lately, you're looking at like 114, 112.
I know. Yeah, it's
real hot.
Yeah. I mean, not even go to the pool. My God.
Yeah.
I may just go to the ice machine, fill buckets of ice, fill up the bathtub, and treat myself like I have my liver stolen from a sex worker. Anyway, but Chris Brown's coming out there with his car that he's bringing back to Denver for his daughter, and which means that Thursday morning I'll have access to a car. I could go to Dupar's, which is way off the Strip, and just get a ride. Like say, all right, Chris Brown, load up your car. Let's go to breakfast, and then you can just leave right from breakfast and head out to Denver, and I will. I'll just take a lift back from Dupar's back to the hotel.
Yeah, you'll be somebody else's lift story that day.
I'll be somebody else's lift story. I never get to go to Dupar's in Vegas anymore because it's
they moved it, right?
Or they
they didn't have the. That's right. That's the one they took off the Strip.
On Fremont Street. It used to be on Fremont Street, right across the street from the freaking plaza, and that place has, hands down, the best pancakes I have ever eaten in my life.
Wow, that is high. That's high praise. Because I know you know your pancakes, so
I know my pancakes, and those were unquestionably.
We'll take that, Denny's. You're many miles down from that.
Shove that up your grand slam. All right. Anyway, next emailer.
All right. This is Jeff Sire. He is Bronco. We love Bronco, but he likes to call people to task occasionally. And this is about the Webb telescope that everybody's been talking about. Scott and Brian, I'm a little confused. James Webb is a boring name and should be changed, but every non-white guy English name is also weird, and you should go down to the courthouse and get it changed, in quotes. Asking for my friend's Hans Asperger. Hey, Jeff, here's the deal. They did change the Asperger name for the condition, not his name. But they changed the autistic designation from Asperger's to something else, or I think it's just part of the scale now. So I'm not saying they did it because of the name, but I'm saying they might have. It's a bad name.
Possible, yeah.
The James Webb thing is just boring compared to Hubble. That's all my point was. Right. Hubble's like Hubble, yeah. This is the Hubble telescope. It didn't even matter if it was a dude's name.
Doesn't Hubble just sound like it's damaged, like it's limping along, like the Hubble telescope?
It kind of does.
Like Hobble.
Yeah, it does sound like Hobble, and it's also been a while, so it's a second. It's old and busted compared to the hot newness and all of that. But just the James Webb telescope.
James Webb. Yeah.
Blah blah blah. Call it there's a lot of cool space names we could give things. Like the. I don't know. Let me think here. The Andromeda.
The Tentive 5 space telescope.
Yes, the Zoron 3. Something cool. James
Nebulax.
Nebulax.
The seer of worlds.
Captain, we are not concerned with your petty human needs. I am Nebulax, seer of worlds. All right. Well, Steve, Jeff, you make a point, as always. Thank you for that. And as usual, our email address is themorningstream@gmail.com. That's themorningstream@gmail.com. .com. All right. I got to open something. Here we go. So we can actually take a call. We're going to take a call, and we're going to play a game. So get ready, everybody. All right, time for us to play a version of Battle Royale. It isn't really happening like normal because Brian Dunaway had a meeting. So we're going to have to carry on without him. And we're going to do high-low, which is always fun. And we're going to take a listener's call right now, find out who this is. Hello, welcome to the show. Who's this?
This is Dave from Toledo.
Oh, hello. Hold on, I got to decline the other one trying to come in. Oh, that's weird. They're letting other calls come through now, like call waiting kind of.
Oh, interesting.
I don't like that. That makes my job harder. Maybe I can disable it. Anyway, sorry, John from Ohio. Did I hear that right?
No, it's Dave from Ohio.
Dave from Ohio. Sorry, Dave. Oops, my bad. It's good to have you here, and Dave. And I'm going to remember that and not call you John.
I'm gonna type it in here. How about that?
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's not a bad idea at all. We're going to play a game. You are the lucky caller today to play with us, and Brian will explain these rules and how and what you could win.
Yeah, well, we're going to play a game of TMS high-low. I'm going to ask Scott a number-based question, and he'll provide an answer. I will then ask you, Dave, if the actual answer is higher or lower. And if you're correct at least 3 times out of the 5 questions I'm going to ask, you win a prize package that includes Main Assembly, which is a really cool multiplayer Steam game where you build things to thwart your opponents.
I haven't seen that game before. It's totally
I
unfamiliar
looked at it this morning. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. Also, Men of War, Red Tide.
Men of War, Red Tide. Yeah.
Men of War, Red Tide. Big
Yeah.
thanks to Dylan Davis for providing these Steam games.
Men
to us.
of War.
Men of War.
Men of
Red
War.
Tide.
Okay, got it. Getting the right emphasis
Well, I've
going
never
there.
played either of those, so we'll see how it goes.
Sweet.
Cool.
Yeah, let's see how this goes. That'd be great.
All right. So here's how it's going to go. I'm going to ask Scott a question. Let's start with question number 1. Again, remember, the answer to each of these questions is a number. Scott,
Yeah.
what % of Americans think they're smarter than the average American? Smarter than the average American?
This feels like a giant number, but I also might be just jaded by today's society. So let's
right,
see.
yeah.
It's gotta be high.
I know, it feels high, right? I'm going to go 70%.
If not, they are high.
Yeah. 70% of Americans.
70%. 70% is incorrect. Dave, is the actual answer higher or lower than 70%?
Oh, it's gotta be higher than that.
Got to be higher, right? Probably.
All right, you say higher. The actual answer is only 55%,
Oh.
which blows my mind.
Yeah.
It's just barely above the median, the average American.
Once again, everything's just right down the effing middle here. We're just so
I know,
split.
this surprises me, but I would have expected. And, this was conducted, I think, in 2015 was the study. So I think things have probably changed.
Yeah.
By the way,
85.
4%.
Yeah. Sorry, go
4%
ahead.
of people think that they're less intelligent than the average American.
Oh, well, those are
And
very
they're probably right.
humble, self-effacing individuals, I'm sure.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right.
right.
Well, consider that one a warm up. That's all right. We got one under your belt. We can move on.
Sure.
Scott,
That's me.
a little astronomy here. Bobby Frankenberger might be listening. Might know the answer to this one. How many Earths would fit in the sun? So if you hollowed out the sun,
Oh,
might even be hollow. We don't know.
heard of this
You
recently.
hollowed out the sun. How many Earths would fit inside? Earths.
It might be hollow. We don't know.
Might be hollow. We don't know.
I think we do know, but
We can't get close enough to poke a hole in it and see if it's...
see what's inside. It's all nougat. It's just nougat.
Yeah. that's all we get.
How
It's
many?
a creamy filling.
I'm gonna say. I know it's in the thousands. I saw something recently, so I'm gonna say 50,000 of our Earths
Okay. All right.
will fit in the sun.
50,000 is incorrect. Dave, is the actual answer higher or lower than 50,000?
It's way higher than that.
It is way higher than
Oh.
that. That's absolutely correct.
Nicely
Good job.
done. Yeah.
1.3 million Earths could fit in the sun.
Welcome to that many. How many? I'm sorry. What was that number?
Welcome to all the Earths in the sun.
What was that number you just said? What was it?
1.3 million.
Yeah, that's a lot higher than 50,000. Holy Moses. All right.
By the way, the nearest or the largest known star is Canis Majoris.
Oh yeah,
right?
that's
The
a beast.
Dog star. How many? This is not part of the question, not part of the game, but how many suns do you think would fit in Canis Majoris?
It's some huge number because it's like a giant red dwarf or a blue, or whatever it is. It's big nightmare.
Red
thing.
giant. Yeah,
Red giant. Yeah. I think probably. Okay, I'm just gonna guess again. It's not. There's no win or lose here. 1 trillion suns.
That's not too bad. That's a little high. 9.3 billion suns
That's
could
a
fit
lot.
in Canis Majoris, which is still a pretty big number.
That's a lot.
Big
so
number.
that means if you extrapolate the math, that's a lot of Earths inside.
That's
of
a
that.
lot of Earths that could fit in Canis Majoris. It would just be
Man.
Yeah.
My
bazillion. I think the answer is a bazillion.
Yeah, my Majoris hurts right now. I
All right, then. Okay. Well, that's good news for you, Dave. That means you've got 1 point. All you need is 2 more to win the prize. Let's go to question number 3. Something a little bit closer to Earth. According to Disney, how old is the oldest of the 11 official Disney princesses? And I will up that to say of the official 12 because they have added Moana to the official list of Disney
good.
princesses.
She belongs there.
She belongs. Yeah, you know who's not on the official list of Disney princesses still is Leia. Leia's still not an official Disney princess.
They should, now that they own everything, they should just do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I get why they don't.
Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot what the question was.
How old is the oldest
the oldest
Disney princess, of the official Disney princess?
Now, this is the character's age or the age that's been around?
The character's age.
Okay. Because it'd be Snow White, obviously, for age in terms of like when the movie came out, but like the character's age, while they're in the movie, their age, right?
Right, while they're in the movie, the character's age, because they don't grow. That even past once the credits roll, they freeze at that age.
Yeah. Oh, this is hard. Oh my gosh. I'll say just Elsa. She seems old. She got gray
I'm not
hair.
asking again. The answer to each of these questions will be a number.
Oh, that's
Scott.
right. That's the number. What's the average age?
What? Not the average. What is the oldest age of a
yeah.
Disney princess?
Yeah, I keep wanting to put a number to it. Well, I'll just say
Just let it go, Scott.
30.
30. Okay.
30.
That number is incorrect. Dave, is the actual answer higher or lower than 30?
I'm feeling like it's got to be lower than that. Disney wouldn't let their do that.
Oh, pretty young, right?
Yeah. Like 30-year-old princesses.
Yeah. It's got to be legal.
30 is well done. Yes, 19 years old is the oldest Disney princess, and there are 2 of them that are 19: Cinderella and Tiana. Tiana from The Princess and the Frog are 19. Snow White, the youngest, at 14.
14.
14.
But okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Some funky business going on there.
Let's not think about how old Prince Charming is.
Yeah. Also, don't do an unfiltered image search for any of these characters because suddenly you are in dangerous territory, boys.
Yeah, no kidding.
Wow.
You're not, and you probably are seeing 30-year-olds.
That surprises me. Can you tell me how old? What character was I thinking of that I wanted to know? Well, how old is Moana supposed to be?
Moana's 16.
16. Okay.
I looked that one up just to see if the number had changed.
You know, I'll have to give The Rock's character, Maui, credit for being a perfect gentleman while he was on that boat.
Yes. Oh, for sure. Yes.
Yeah,
You're welcome, she says.
You're welcome. All right. Sorry. There's one more, right? Or is that it? No.
No. There's we got 2 more questions,
All right.
and all Dave needs is 1 point from these 2 questions. So
Sweet.
pretty good. All right. In miles per hour, what is the recorded speed of a bird in flight? So birds, flying fast.
Oh man, what bird and why would they go that fast? I'd say probably 60 miles an hour.
60 miles an hour. That is incorrect. Dave, for the win, is the actual answer higher or lower than 60 miles per hour?
It's higher than that for sure.
Gotta be, right?
It is absolutely higher than that. Yeah, peregrine falcon. So the swift is considered the fastest, or was, or maybe is for long distances is considered the fastest bird in flight. However, peregrine falcons capture other birds by diving on them mid-flight, and the fastest recorded time of a peregrine falcon diving like this is 242 miles per hour.
My hell, dude. That's a collision nightmare. Oh my gosh. That's
crazy is that?
That is crazy. Peregrine falcons are weird. What's the other one that you mentioned, the Swift? I don't think I've ever even heard of the Swift.
Yeah.
Is that where the car name came from? Is that where the car name came from? The Swift?
Is there a Swift?
Yeah, there was like a car.
Oh, Suzuki Swift, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I thought it was just because it's fast, but no, is it based on a bird? It might be.
Yeah, no. It's based on a bird. Hold on, let me see if I can find what the. I think the Swift maybe is the bird that can fly the longest without.
Oh, that's a pretty bird. You're a pretty bird.
Pretty bird. Who's a pretty bird?
Who's a pretty bird? He's a very pretty bird.
Let's see. What is the honorific of the?
Let's see. Swifts are in the family Adopidae, a highly aerial bird. They are superficially similar to swallows, but are not closely related. Swifts are placed. Let's see. Oh, they're more along hummingbirds. It says here. That's interesting.
They are. Yeah. The Swift is like the 6th or 7th fastest bird. So peregrine falcon, saker falcon, golden eagle, gray-headed albatross, gear falcon, that's cool, white-throated needletail, and then the common swift. 116. So maximum horizontal speed is 116 kilometers per hour, 69 miles per hour.
Crazy.
So it's still higher either way.
Yeah.
It is.
200 miles an hour though.
That's a lot, right?
And that's faster than the maximum horizontal speed of the falcon. So that's probably why that number was.
Now, most importantly, and I'm putting this on the stream, and Brian, I'm going to copy it and put it in our Discord.
Okay.
There's a video going around today of a bird repeatedly getting at the top of a roof. It's all snowy on the top of a roof with a jar lid and skiing, sledding down the roof, stopping, picking it up with his beak, going back up to the top, and then sledding again.
Really?
Yeah. I just think birds are effed, and we're all going to die from birds. Birds are going to kill us.
They're now like inventing recreational sledding. So what's next for these?
It's a freaking trip. I just don't know what that bird's doing.
I gotta watch this thing for a second.
Yeah, you got to see it. It's really good. It's just insane. Like, I understand one trip down, right?
Yeah.
But it picks it up and goes back and goes again, and then again.
I like that it flies back up to the top and then does it again. Oh, that's awesome. And he does it on different sides?
Yeah, and I think he's just having a good time. Like, I literally think that bird is just having fun. I want to be a bird.
Totally. Oh, my God. All right, well, I've got one more question.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Let's do that
posterity?
question. Just for funs. Yeah.
Yeah, you've won. You've won the prizes. Congratulations.
Oh, yeah,
Dave.
congratulations. Well done.
Let's see how Scott does with this one.
All right.
How many unique words appear in Dr. Seuss's Green Eggs and Ham?
Well, there's a lot of the use of green eggs and ham.
So that we know there's at least 5, right? Or no, 4 for green eggs and ham. Yeah.
I'm going to go, this feels like one that's meant to skew lower, so I'm going to say 22 words.
22 is the correct answer. 22 is incorrect. Dave, is the correct answer higher or lower than 22?
Higher.
It's definitely higher, but not much higher. 50, exactly.
No.
50 unique words. He had a bet with his publisher to use fewer unique words than The Cat in the Hat, which had 236 unique words. So
no way.
He won that bet.
That's great. I didn't know that was a thing. I learned Swift today. I learned about his publishing bet he made.
Dr. Seuss.
Dr. Seuss. Look at this. This is insane.
Peregrine falcons.
I learned that it's not John, but it's Dave. Like, all these things I learned today.
James. You learned about Disney princesses and how they're all barely legal.
Yeah, they're all barely legal.
Some of them aren't, and some of them aren't even that.
No, some are too young. Get out of there. Get off out of there.
Yes.
Also this.
Congratulations. You're a winner.
You are a winner, Dave. Congratulations. All you got to do is send Brian an email, coverville@gmail.com, and he will send you the codes to those games we mentioned today. How do you feel about your win?
Fantastic way to start my Wednesday. You guys have a great one.
You too, man.
Excellent.
Thanks for playing
All
with
right,
us.
thanks,
See
Dave.
you later. Okay. Well, there goes Dave.
All right. Very good.
Dave is here, man. Get it?
Yeah, man. Well, not anymore, man. Dave's not here.
Man, I cannot stop thinking about the comment Cheech and Chong made about George Carlin in that documentary. You saw that, right?
I did see that. Remind me of the comment.
So it's in the 70s when everybody was saying that Carlin lost his edge, he wasn't relevant anymore.
Oh, right.
Right. This new kind of comedy was happening, and it was, Cheech and Chong were kind of at the point, this spearhead of that and all that. And at one point, Tommy Chong or Cheech Marin, I don't remember which, said, I can't remember the exact comment, but it was freaking rude. It was like us going, who's the MTV podcaster? I can't think of his name. Adam Curry. It's like us going, Adam Curry, washed up piece of shit. We're podcasters now. It'd be like that.
Yeah, okay. All right.
And I remember thinking, I think that's a dangerous thing to say because you know how it turned out. It turned out nobody gave a shit about Cheech and Chong about 20 years later, and everybody still listened to Carlin. And he's the most quoted dead comedian of all time. I think maybe you guys were wrong. And they probably know they were wrong. But anyway, I can't stop thinking about that for some reason. All right. Anyway, let's do a little bit of news coverage here.
Okay.
We gotta inform the people. We believe in institutional journalistic integrity. And so in that vein, this. We do it by ripping off a 1970s jingle. Brian, hey, it's the news. Who is it brought to us by today?
Brought to you by almost hitting a drone with a wrist rocket.
Oh, yeah. So I was out in the backyard, and we hear up in the sky, and ran and grabbed my little slingshot thing because I thought, whoever this is just hovering over my backyard.
Is that for squirrels? Is that usually what you use that for?
Yeah, I mean, usually nothing. I don't remember why we even have it. When I was a kid, of course, you'd use it to hit everything.
Sure.
But anyway, I went out there and took a shot, almost hit it. Just veered off to the side.
Did it all of a sudden go?
Oh, yeah, it took off. It was out.
Took off.
Yeah. I don't know if it's a neighbor. I don't know whose it is. They're not supposed to here. They'll get fined if they get caught because they're not supposed to do it with the HOA rules. But
oh, really?
That's because they're hovering over the yard and who knows who's out,
Privacy, sure.
People got their boobies out,
They might. That's what they're hoping anyway.
Yeah, that's what they want. I mean, I was there. My boobs weren't out, but I was there.
Oh, all right. Good.
Oh, there's something I have to show you after the show. I can't show it online. There's something really
wow. Okay.
It just reminded me of
what we were
something.
just talking about. Now I'm a little concerned. I'm a little worried.
I'll tell you the story, and then I'll send you the link. But basically, somebody for my birthday gifted me a copy of Baldur's Gate 3, which is still in early access, but this, it's expected to be this huge thing, and it's on Steam. Anyway, get a copy of it. Thanks, Bo Schwartz, for your kindness. And I guess since what they call patch 8, it's had some weird graphical glitches. And by that I mean a model will show up, but then it will take a second, and then textures, hair, clothes, objects in the world, they pop in later. They're fixing this. It's not a bug, right? So I go in for my and I didn't know about this. I go in for my very first character creation, and it defaults to a female elven barbarian is the first choice. And it's all D&D, so these are the kind of classes and characters and stuff. It pops in, and there's a background that pops in first. Then a model pops in, and she is buck naked. And not only that, they have detailed all the nakedness.
Oh, really? Fully, this ain't Barbie doll smoothness. This is
and I don't know why.
Correct.
I don't know why you would go to such lengths to render these perfectly rendered, beautiful little nipples and all this, but
because
they did.
13-year-old dudes make video games, Scott.
and then the clothes pop in after, and then the textures pop in after that. And I know it's not intended, but I'm dying to know why they think it's necessary to have all that underneath.
Yeah, why do you need stuff detailed under the clothes unless there's some sort of secret level that you...
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
It's weird. And apparently I'm not alone. I put it up on the Reddit, and everyone's like, oh, yeah, this is patch 8. Patch 8, patch 8. And I'm like, okay. All right, patch 8. You got me. Anyway, here's a story for you. A man, in the news, pulls a gun on a woman who didn't thank him for holding a door open. Oh, my.
Well, damn right. Yeah. Listen, I better get some acknowledgement for my generosity and kindness.
That's right. As a man, you deserve it.
Right. What? No gratitude for opening a door for you?
How about a gun, then?
Why don't I just pull out the gun?
He was 25 years old. This is a Connecticut man, or Connecticut. Let's see, Saturday, allegedly pulled out a gun on 2 women because they did not thank him for holding a door that he opened for them, according to local police. Law enforcement responded to a Hamden Family Dollar store. There's your problem. At 3:15 p.m. Nothing good happens at a dollar store at 3:15 p.m.
Oh, gosh, no.
Worst time of day to go to a Family Dollar.
Yeah.
After receiving a report of a man was pointing a gun at 2 customers outside the store. When the officers arrived, witness told the man, later identified as Joshua Murray, allegedly pointed a gun at the woman for whom he had held the door. To officers, they told officers he allegedly grew irate after they didn't thank him. When police located, I'm worried about these 20-somethings that are always this close to snapping. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
I don't know what's going on, but y'all need to freaking find your chill.
Exactly.
You've always existed, but I feel like right now, and then you got a gun on you, you rat bastard. My daughter just turned your age. She couldn't be further from pulling a gun on someone because they didn't say thank you for something.
Right, I know. Like, you're just minding your own business. Maybe you're flying your drone in the neighborhood or something like that, and all of a sudden somebody overreacts with some sort of projectile weapon to... Yeah. And the goal is, if you hold the door open, it's not meant to be, I demand immediate acknowledgement and thanks for this, or I don't do it. You do it because you're a nice guy, and you should just do it. Exactly.
So wherever your parents are ought to have their chodes punched. All right. That's better than shooting you,
Way, way better than shooting. Yeah, exactly. Jeez.
Here's a good one. I like this story. A company called Meta is suing Meta for naming itself Meta.
Wow, how meta.
Very meta. When Facebook changed its name to Meta in October, there were a few concerns about the company that was planning to dominate the nascent metaverse, but there's one aggrieved party that is now going public. This is an installation art company called Meta at meta.is, if you want to see what they do. Announced Tuesday it'll be suing Meta or Facebook for trademark violation, alleging Zuckerberg's name change violated the smaller company's established brand. Well, I'll go on because it explains what I'm about to say. In October, Facebook seized our Meta trademark and name, which we put our blood, sweat, and tears into building over the last 12 years. Reading a post on the smaller company's website today, after 8 months of trying to negotiate with Facebook in good faith to no avail, we were left with no choice but to file this lawsuit. So, I kind of do hate this. A gigantic company with endless pockets.
Yeah.
They don't care at all.
No, but I really got to hand it to these guys, Meta, the small Meta.
Yeah.
The little Meta. The little Meta that could. For first trying to negotiate and say, hey, look, this is our company name. We've been at this for a long time. This is not just a new thing. 12 years we've been trying to establish our brand and our name. And then when they were like, yeah, no, we're Facebook, F you, meh. And then they said, okay, now we've got to go lawsuit. So good,
Yeah, they're doing they're doing the right path. They're doing exactly the way they're supposed to do it. I say go for it, and I say
God, I hope these guys get a nice payday.
Oh, wouldn't that be great? I freaking would love that. I'd love to see Facebook take one on the chode for this one. Boy, a lot of chodes today. Choding.
Lots of chodes. It's a chode-heavy show, people.
Yeah, very chody here.
Yeah.
My office smells like chai tea, by the way. Do you know why?
Better than smelling like chode.
No. I don't know why I transitioned from chode to
I don't know either.
Chai.
Chode, chai, sure.
Chode. But when I spilled yesterday, I got on this big mouse mat thing of mine, and it really smelled up the joint. So now I'm trying to clean it up.
Gotcha. Have you not taken that mouse mat outside to let it dry?
I did do that, but I did it this morning. So all day yesterday it sat here drying, and I didn't notice because I was in here all the time. But when I came in this morning, it was overwhelming. It's like, oh my gosh, it smells like a coffee shop.
That's not a bad smell. That's
it's not too bad.
No,
I was like walking into a Starbucks or something. It just kind of had that vibe. Anyway, Kim's now. She's like, bring that up here. That's what I did. so she's taking care of it.
Good.
Yeah.
Good for her.
I hope these guys make some money.
I do
Okay.
too.
We are going to take a break. When we come back, Tom Merritt will join us for a little tech time. Because that's what he does on Wednesdays, and it's great. We love it. We'll also do some Reccamentals with at least Randy, possibly Nicole. Haven't heard back from her, so I'm not sure. I'll say this every week.
The great mystery of life. Will Nicole join us for Reccamentals?
You'll never know until you come back after this song Brian has brought. So play that song that you brought.
Thanks to Big Loud Rock, the new alternative rock imprint of Big Loud Records, and a band called Letdown. This is the latest single from Chicago and Nashville-based songwriter and vocalist Blake Coddington. I don't know where he is, which one of these he's in now. I got to tell you, the song is fantastic. What's even better is the music video. And so make sure you check out the music video. Do a search for Letdown, all one word, Letdown. And hold on a second. I'm going to copy so the chat room can have it.
Nice.
But what's cool about this video is if you turn the sound off, it seems like an entirely different kind of music video. It seems like
weird.
Like you're looking at a heavy metal song, but when you listen to it, it's like, yeah, this is definitely not a heavy metal song. The band is Letdown, all one word, Letdown, period. The brand new single is called Go to Hell, directed by Alex Zarek and now streaming. No album announced, but the new song is fantastic. Here is Letdown and Go to Hell.
Mother, with this you can see as well as hear.
Why?
You mean how?
I mean, why? Who cares?
R2-D2, you found a cigarette.
The morning stream.
How dare you talk to me that way?
And we're back. Hey, someone in the chat, sounds like they cater their...
Yeah,
That's cool.
J-Clad 5000 works with Big Loud Records all the time, caters their studio sessions in Nashville.
Nice.
So who knows? Maybe he's brought food to Blake Coddington, a.k.a. Letdown, who you just heard in that song. Song is called Go to Hell, the band Letdown, brand new single, and an excellent music video with a dude who kind of looks a little like, I don't know, like if Jason Momoa joined Metallica.
Oh. Yeah, okay. Now you're speaking everyone's language. That sounds fantastic.
I think so, yeah, exactly.
I could actually
But I'll
see
tell
that.
you right now, he does not sound like if Jason Momoa joined Metallica.
Oh, okay, good. Well, that's the key. All right, check this out, everybody.
With the computer, as with any tool, the concept and direction must come from the man.
You got to understand, the man is not the tool. It's the concept and direction that we get out of Tom Merritt, who joins us this morning. Hello, Tom. How are you?
I'm increasingly uncomfortable with this introduction. I don't like to be called the man. I don't like the use of the word tool so close to proximity to my introduction.
Sure. Yeah, you're a man tool, is what we're saying. And we're thrilled to have you here.
It's just getting worse and worse, isn't it?
Yeah, normally...
Man tool.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, normally Wednesdays are the day I'm on DTNS. I'm not today. I swapped because I wanted to be on with Will Smith yesterday. That's right, star of screen and film.
Did it meet your expectations? Were you?
It was great.
Did you enjoy the time?
It was great because you ended up being the forum for a 12 years or plus long desire on both Will and I's part to try to just be on a show together, guesting somewhere or on one of the things we worked on, and we never could pull it together. And we were always kind of fast friends on social media and stuff, and have a bunch of friends in between us, like Veronica and Bill Duran's good pals with those guys and all that.
Yeah.
But it finally happened due to the facilitation that is Tom Merritt, today's tech tool man, Tom Merritt.
All credits to Roger Chang on that one. He's the one that handles the booking and the calendar and all the complications that go therein. So
it was great.
So huge props to Roger for pulling it off. It's special guest week all week on DTNS, and Roger is the one who made that happen.
Yeah, he's Lord of special guests this week, and he did a great job yesterday. I forget who's on today, but it sounds like a topic I want to talk about. Like somehow
it's
someone.
Quinn Nelson.
Yeah,
Quinn Nelson is the guy, and he does a great YouTube channel. And one of the topics he recently covered was how great of a gaming machine the M1 Mac is. So are going to talk about that.
Yeah, I actually agree. I'm a little sad I'm not there, but it's going to be great. But as always, Tom's out scouring things, trying to find the best stories for today's lineups and deciding what to go deep on and that sort of thing. What are you finding with your hunt this morning?
Well, a couple of things. One we talked about yesterday when you were on the Netflix password crackdown, but also Netflix had its earnings report come out yesterday afternoon. So we talked about the password crackdown yesterday on DTNS. Today we'll talk about the things that Netflix announced in its earnings report as far as its plans and claims and all that sort of thing. The short version of the earnings report is they lost subscribers again, but they lost fewer subscribers than either they or analysts had expected. Everybody expected it to be around 2 million. They only lost 970,000 subscribers worldwide, which is still their largest loss yet. But I think what's important is they're losing those subscribers in the saturated markets where they're facing the most competition. So they lost 1.3 million in the US and Canada. They lost another 770,000 in Europe. And they were flat in Latin America and gained 1 million in the Asian Pacific region. So they're losing in the places where they've been the longest, and there's more alternatives. They are still gaining in the places where they're new and maybe not as much competition, which makes perfect sense.
Yeah, it makes sense to me. I had wondered. Well, this answers the question I kind of had in my head about their performance in North America, given how many choices we have, and a lot of these choices just straight up aren't available in other places yet, whether it be HBO Max, Paramount Plus, everybody and their dog doing streaming services now.
Yeah.
That had to have an effect.
Netflix
right?
is in almost every country on Earth.
Yeah.
The other ones are in most of the countries, or many of the countries, but not every single country. So each country may have one or two of the same ones, but in the U.S., we've got them all.
Yeah, and they're not all insane like the three of us, where we feel like part of our jobs is to make sure we see everything so we have them all, like psychos. Most people are smart about it and go, I've just kind of seen all I want to see on Netflix for now, and until there's another Stranger Things season, I'll just...
But okay, I'll accept it.
We'll go over to HBO for a while and, see what they got going and cancel Netflix for now or whatever. Is that part of the reason that the ad-supported Netflix tiers coming, do you think, is to kind of compete on that?
I absolutely do. The ad-supported tier and the password sharing crackdown are attempts to get ahead of saturation. So the ad-supported tier will provide a carrot to say, like, hey, if you're paying too much for this stuff, but you still want to watch Bridgerton, you still want to watch Stranger Things, we'll give you a cheaper way. And they're going to make money off that, just like they make money off the other subscriptions. So that's a play at retention. Just go to this cheaper plan. You have to watch a few ads. As many of you who are right now typing, I don't want ads, there are plenty who put up with them. And there are plenty who say they don't want ads who watch them. Witness the success of Tubi and Pluto and lots of services like that. So you're not going to see Netflix fail because of the ads thing. It's probably going to help quite a bit.
Yeah.
The other one is password sharing, where they can eat into the fact that somebody's like, well, maybe I'd pay for Netflix, but it's kind of expensive and I can just use my friend's password. So if they can crack down on that, make that less comfortable, and provide a cheaper alternative, you got a carrot and a stick situation.
Yeah, this concept that if they have an ad tier will lead to their downfall somehow is weird to me, because if you want no ads, then you do what you're already doing, you pay. And if you want some of it, or at least right now they're talking about it's a limited catalog and that'll change over time, but the ad tier is just there if you don't want to pay for it. And I can tell you right now, our pal Brian Dunaway, he loves the Tubies and the Freebies and the freaking all that crap. He will sometimes, get this, we'll do a Film Sack movie and it'll be available on a service he subscribes to without commercials, like Prime or something. And he will choose to watch it on Tubi because he somehow likes that. I can't figure him out. He's weird.
Because he like that it gives him a chance to take a break, get up and walk around.
Probably. Something like that, maybe. Or maybe it reminds him of a simpler time where we were all sort of just subjected to this, or I don't know. But
well, and to be fair, Tubi is free. You don't have to pay for it. Netflix is going to charge you for ads, but there's plenty of examples of people willing to do that. Like, I can pay a little less and just watch some ads. Yeah, I'll do that. Not everybody likes that. I get that. And the people who don't like that are very vocal about it. But there are millions of people who are fine with it and do it on services like Peacock. Disney Plus is going to have it. HBO Max is going to have it. It's definitely going to be a thing. Cable TV was that.
Yeah.
Or is that?
Well, remember, is that now? Oh my gosh, we were at a hotel over the weekend or in our condo thing, a timeshare, and there was a Food Network, one of their marathons where it's just like nothing but Guy Fieri stuff or Fieri stuff, and I decided, because I just getting this feeling like there are more commercials per capita here than anything else, and I just wanted to find kind of where the baseline was, so I counted the average commercial break, how many ads were shown. The top end was 16 different commercials, short, but 16 of them. The low end was 8. So the minimum, 8 commercials, usually more than that, somewhere between 8 and 16, between every break.
Which is at least 4 minutes, but I bet those are 60-second commercials, not 30-second.
Yeah, it's long. And so the actual content felt like it's barely there. And again, this is where cable is, and it sustains itself, I guess, to whatever degree it needs to, and so let it be whatever it's going to be. I understand people have trepidation about that moving into their streaming services, but if you're worried, you're already paying for a tier that doesn't give you that, which you don't have the option with cable. So...
Well, and the other thing I hear a lot is like, oh, this password sharing thing is gonna blow back on them, right? Netflix, I think, has finally crossed the Rubicon that all companies cross from being the new fun upstart to the hated incumbent. It doesn't really matter what a company does. Sometimes they do things to deserve it. Sometimes they don't. It's just the fact that they've been around so long that people just get tired of them. Yeah. And I think Netflix is crossing into that as they mature and they stop being the cool uncle, and now they're the strict dad, as they tell you to stop sharing passwords. I think there will be a backlash, and it will be very public and angry. It already is. Especially, I don't think it's going to be that material, though, because people are very angry right now about something that has nothing to do with them. Because they're not in Argentina or any of these test countries where they're doing the password sharing. Netflix is being very soft-shoed with it. They will eventually be strict, I have no doubt, but they're not cutting people off. They had the wording in their fact that they would cut people off, and then they took it out because they're very sensitive to that. So I think they really just want to stop password sharing. They want to provide an easy way for you to do that. They're testing out various ways to do that. One would be you add an account as a sub account to the main account for an extra couple of dollars. The other is you add a house, which is a location for an extra couple of dollars. Now, the other reaction I see from people is like, so they're going to go by IP address. You're jumping to conclusions. Yes, they use IP address, but they also use device IDs and a bunch of other stuff. Netflix is actually being very diligent about not wanting to have false positives. Right. And even when they combine all of that data and decide, okay, this is someone outside the house, they are giving you 2 weeks at every location per year. So no, when you go on vacation and you stay in a few hotels, they're not going to ding you for that because unless you're staying at more than 2 weeks at every hotel, you're going to be fine. I think what they're trying to do is really say, look, we really just want to put this fence out where it catches not all, but most of the people who can afford to pay but don't. They are going to trip up. They are going to have people get false positives because they use a VPN or an ad blocker when they do the ad services and stuff like that. So it's going to have some negative headlines out there. But honestly, I don't think it's going to bring Netflix down. What's going to bring Netflix down or not is content. Right now, the one thing I hear people say is, well, I don't subscribe to Netflix anymore because there isn't anything I want to watch. And that's death for them. Right now, that's a minority of the people. There's plenty of people who find things that they like to watch. And I think it's hip to say you don't like anything on Netflix. So more people say it than actually mean it. But I do look at Netflix and I'm like, what is Netflix beyond Stranger Things and Bridgerton and maybe, Umbrella Academy and an occasional buzzy movie? I don't know. They don't have an identity the way that HBO Max does and the way that all the traditional broadcast networks do because they have, 100 years of content behind them. So Netflix really needs to get an identity around their content where people think of them as, I've got to have them to get X.
Look how reasonable our man Tool is, you guys. He knows he's not here for the headlines. He's not here to stir up trouble.
Certainly does not feel undermined by that.
No, that was awesome. That was actually one of the best takes I've ever heard, and I'm glad it happened here.
For sure.
Well, that's fantastic. You want to hear more about this sort of stuff? You'll hear it today on the Daily Tech News Show, 2 p.m. Mountain Time. Usually I'm there Wednesdays, but not today. But you want to check in. I'm going to, because I want to hear about this M1 take, because actually I think I agree with it already. I just don't know all the details. Anyway, there's all that and more. Plus, Tom does a bunch of other cool stuff. Tom, what do you got going right now?
Yeah, so Quinn Nelson from Snazzy Labs on the show today. It's special guest week on Daily Tech News Show all week long. We had Jack Resider from Darknet Diaries on a Monday. If you haven't checked out that episode, go listen to it. As we mentioned, Will Smith yesterday from podcasting and testing things across the internet. Tomorrow, we're going to have Joel Telling talking 3D printing.
Oh, I love that guy. Yeah, that guy's. I follow his both his channel and his Twitter. That guy's great.
So that's going to be super fun. And then Justin Roby coming in on Friday, if you know him. So please, everybody, check it out. And if you enjoy something, tell folks about it. That's kind of the idea with having all these great guests all in one week, is to spread the word about dailytechnewsshow.com.
I agree. Tom Merritt, everybody. He is Ace Detect on Twitter. Go follow him there. You probably already do. Tom, have a great day. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, man.
Bye now.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. All right, there goes Tom. Now.
There he goes again.
The great, everyone's been making bets. The great...
Will she or won't she?
Will she or won't she?
The over-under is the...
You never know till we try, so we're going to give it a shot. Whoops, why didn't it work? No, don't copy, add. There we go.
Well, if you can't add her, then that really helps.
That could be a problem. That would mean she canceled me or something. But anyway, let's get in and see how it goes. Welcome to Reccamentals, everybody. We have with us already Mr. Randy Jordan. Hello, Randy.
Good morning stream. I am 1.3 billion Earths. How are you?
That's a lot of Earths.
That's a lot of Earths.
Hey, a quick comic recommendation. I know I did this the other day. I wanted to do it again because I'm enamored with it. I'm in love with it. Steven Schleicher recommended 8 Billion Genies. This only 3 issues in on this. Let's see who's publishing it. Image, and it already got option for a Prime Video television series, and now I understand why. It's so great, you guys. Read 8 billion genies. It's one of the most innovative ideas I've seen in comics in a very long time.
All right, hold on. I'm reading it right now.
Write it down. 8 billion genies.
Finished.
Yeah.
Give me a minute. I need a minute.
It's only, like I said, it's only 3 issues in.
I want Randy right now in my mind's eye is looking like Doctor Strange during Infinity War, where he's looking at all the different possibilities.
Yeah. And they're trying to talk to him, and he puts his hand up like, stop, don't talk to me. I'm dealing with all the things. And then you do a number 1, and then Spider-Man crumbles to dust. It's fantastic.
That's right, exactly.
Well, all right,
Mr. Stark.
We're going to proceed as if normal here. If
we're Spagno-less as of right now.
She may join if she does. Great. Either way, we'll see how this goes. Hey, Brian, we talk about these streaming services, and we always start with you. Do you have a setup for this here clip?
I do. It's a very short setup, and you'll understand why as soon as you hear it. This is a film.
Oh, all right, here we go.
Julie var skuffet over seg selv. Dette pleide å være så lett for henne.
Oh, oui.
Hun var fortsatt blant de beste på faget, men det var bare for mange forstyrrelser, for mange meldinger, oppdateringer, for mange ting i feeden, for mye som skjedde i verden hun ikke kunne gjøre noe med. Hun hadde kanskje ant det.
The French Connection.
So this is a reading movie.
It's a reading movie. There's not even the option for a dubbed version. What you're hearing there is not French. It is actually Finnish.
Oh shit!
Which is what they speak in Finland, but also in Norway. Some parts of Sweden, but of course Swedish is what you're going to hear there. That is. The movie you're hearing there is called The Worst Person in the World. And I'm here to tell you that it's an incorrectly labeled movie, because the star of this film, a woman named Julie, played incredibly well by Renata Rensev, is definitely not the worst person in the world. She might think that she's the worst person in the world, but she absolutely isn't.
So this is like Fleabag. You're like, oh, I get it. Okay, this person.
That's an interesting comparison right there. They're not just in that one connection right there, but also kind of in the style of this film. She never breaks the fourth wall like Phoebe Waller-Bridge did in Fleabag, but it does follow this character's journey over the course of 4 years, where she goes from being a medical student to deciding that she doesn't like medicine, wants to be a psychologist, and goes into psychology school, and then decides, oh no, maybe not that either. I want to be a photographer. But it's her dating life, her family life, or the relationship with her father. It is a beautifully shot. God, especially one scene that I just want to gush over. Beautifully shot film that's kind of a slice of life of this character Julie.
There's always two categories for beautifully shot Scandinavian movies. I need to know: is it Norway in the summer or Norway in the winter? Those are very different results.
It's over 4 years, so you get a little bit of both, but primarily Oslo in the summer. And,
okay, good.
Yeah, and by the end of the film, you'll probably fall in love with Julie yourself, because she's just such a deep and
how do you say her name?
Grounded character. Renata Rensviv or Rensvi.
Oh, their names are so weird over there, but yeah, that's
and
really
the director is Joachim Trier. I had to look up the name because I was going to call him Joachim, based because it's similar to spell to Joaquin, but with an M. But no, it's Joachim Trier. He also did Reprise, which had there was a movie he did with Jesse Eisenberg, and I'm trying to remember, that might not be part of the Oslo trilogy. Reprise and Oslo August 31st are other films in this quote-unquote trilogy. To my knowledge, there's no connection to them other than the fact that all three of them take place in Oslo.
Yeah, this is like your rising Norwegian director. Like we're going to really probably see a Western English film out of him soon, right?
You definitely will. And one of the things that's really helped push this film and push Joachim's career is the fact that this film was not only nominated for Best International Feature at the recent Academy Awards, but also Best Screenplay, which it's very rare to find an international film nominated for Best Screenplay. At least at the Academy Awards. This thing did win. She won Best Actress at the Cannes Film Festival last year. Well deserved. She's incredible. National Board of Review gave it the best, one of the best films of the year. I mean, all of it's well deserved. This thing is so good. If you can get past reading some words on the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, you gotta read some. But I thought this was the Mads Mikkelsen thing. That's the name.
That's the other one. That's the one about the guy who who goes overboard in drinking because they learn that it can open your consciousness, open your mind.
Okay,
and
yeah.
That was I think.
Also a native spoken thing that had subtitles, right? Another Round, that was it. Another Round,
that's it. Yeah, and that's another subtitle one, and that's also very good. Again, this was a great year for foreign films with Drive My Car, Worst Person in the World, and Another Round. Both, all three of those, excellent.
He's the only reason
past the length of Drive My Car.
Sure. He's the only reason I'm actually somewhat excited about what Indiana Jones 5 might be like.
Oh, right, Mads Mikkelsen.
He's a bad guy. It's one of the only reasons. There's two reasons. James Mangold is the director, and I really like him. He made Logan. I can't think of other movies. We just watched him. He did one of the Bourne Identity things. Anyway,
Identity movies. Yeah, right.
He's great, and so that's exciting. And also, Mads Mikkelsen's be a great villain. But other than that, what do we have to go off of? We got 900-year-old.
Well, we also know that Shia LaBeouf has not been attached to this new film yet, has he?
I love that there's been news about that. Like, no Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, really?
No Chris Pratt. We got a whole news cycle a couple weeks ago that Chris Pratt was not in this movie. We're like, okay, thank you. I guess that's useful.
So listen to this cast. Harrison Ford, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, speaking of her. Yeah. Mads Mikkelsen, Thomas Kretschmann, I like that guy. He's in a bunch of stuff. Antonio Banderas for some reason. Toby Jones.
Toby Jones.
Yeah, nice. We might be in for something there. I don't know. That last one was such a piece of shit, though. It's just hard to get excited.
It really was. We just need to wash the taste of Indiana Jones 4 out of our mouth, and maybe we'll get the quadrilogy that we deserve.
Yes, indeed. Well, anyway,
this is The Worst Person in the World. It is streaming on Hulu. The other comparison I wanted to make was Amelie, which is another foreign film that's kind of a slice of life of a strong woman character that you kind of see her develop over the course of the film, and this is less twee.
I was going to say Amelie is so precious constantly.
Yes, this is definitely not that.
And by the way, not striking that movie. Like, I think Amelie is fantastic.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Everybody
but yeah,
loves
this is not. Yeah, this is not that. But there's a comparison that can be made between Amelie and The Worst Person in the World.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's awesome.
Make sure to watch this and enjoy it and read a little bit, and you'll be glad you did.
Very nice. All right. Here's mine. Now, this comes with a bit of a caveat. I was gone.
Of course, it does.
It's an old thing, and I was gone a lot last week, so I didn't have a chance to watch much new. But I found
Edge of Tomorrow.
That'd be funny. I found something that I love and forgot how much I loved it, and so I binged it. But it's older, and you guys will know right away what it is. But I needed some nice. What did I need? I need some wholesome British.
I love this kind of setup, and I just want to linger in it forever. I like this moment before we hear this thing. Like, it's such a lovely moment. Please, thank you for putting us here.
Linger with your finger. Here we go. This is it. Enjoy this clip.
Lovely cuppa, Gromit, but a slightly diesely aftertaste, perhaps. How's that breakfast coming on? Well done, lad. Very well done. Thanks, Chuck. Oh dear. Another baker, battered with his own rolling pin. Huh? Would you credit it? Still, looking on the bright side, I suppose it means more business for us, eh, Gromit?
All right. Well, obviously, it's Wallace and Gromit.
I'm going to say Wallace and Gromit, yeah.
Which one?
Love, Death,
Gromit,
Robots and Gromit.
It's all of them. I watched the collection they have that is basically the very first one, which is Grand Day Out. The second one, Wrong Trousers. Third one is The Close Shave. And the last one's name leaves me. It's the Baker one, and that's the one I get the clip from.
Yeah.
They're, spread out from like 1992, I think, was Grand Day Out. When Nick Park's first film hit and won a bunch of awards for independent little mini film and all that, or animated shorts and all that. And I think I saw it at one of those Mike and Ike's things when I originally saw it. But anyway, they're all wonderful. The first one is somewhat of you get to see somebody making basically their college project.
The Wrong Trousers, was that the first?
No, that was the second. And that's
the first one's just Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah,
right?
That's Grand Day Out, and it's okay. It's fine. It's just it's him in his garage with none of the tech you would have later to really do expensive tracking and stuff you have to do with stop motion to make it look really nice. Like, it's just his earliest thing, and it's wonderful and delightful. But it was just such a setup for what would come later. And Wrong Trousers is so freaking good. Holds up to this day. I love it. I can't wait for that Chicken Run sequel. I don't know what they're going to do about Mel Gibson, but whatever. I love Nick Park. I love his movies. And so I just got in this mood. I was like, maybe it was because Love, Death, and Robots just was washing over me still. And I was just in the mood for some auteur animated something. So I sat down and watched all four of those, I guess. And loved every second of it. The movie is also very good, although I didn't watch that this time. The Curse of the Were-Rabbit's fantastic if you haven't seen it. And, they don't make anything bad. There's no such thing as a bad Aardman film or short. If you've ever seen, what's the Angry Redhead one? Is Carter in the chat? Her and I love that. I forgot the name of it. There's these shorts about an angry redheaded kid that are they're a little more raw, a little more adult, but it's about this kid who's always in the back seat of a car just being pissy to his parents, and I can't explain it. But it's all very British, right? And it made me want to watch Shaun of the Sheep.
Shaun the Sheep?
Yeah, Shaun the Sheep, the series. I've seen the movie many times. Shaun the Sheep, the series, which is interesting because it doesn't really have dialogue in it. Just a lot of grunts and sounds, and even the farmer's just like, oh dear. It's like just like this very very interesting kind of take, and it's the same style of stuff. It's just an amazing body of work. I love those guys. I love everything they do. And so if you want to just go have yourself a nice little time, plop your butt down. Paramount Plus has them all. That's where I watched it. Okay. Or I'm sorry. Prime. Amazon Prime. Sorry, Prime. Yeah, I forgot where I watched these. That's the problem. There's too many of these services. I'm getting them mixed up. But great time. Holds up in every possible way and is just delightful and wonderful. And ever since the voice actor for Wallace died, I forgot his name. Shit. Here, I'll look it up.
Voice actor.
Yes. What's his name?
Peter Sallis.
Peter Sallis. Thank you. Known for the something wine, an old sitcom on British stuff. If you ever seen that, you know who this guy is. Okay. But anyway, Last of the Summer Wine. That's what that's called. Anyway, he passed away some years ago. But even the guy that does the newer stuff sounds exactly like him. Like I don't know how they did it, but they did it. So that's my recommendation this week. It's a little older, but worth every minute. And each of these is like 10 minutes.
Where you said
Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime. Thank you. I was adding the link.
Collection.
It's so great. Cool. There's even a boner joke in the one that I saw.
Oh, really?
The Baker one, yeah. Which no kid is ever going to get because it's not how it looks. But there's this moment.
I'm pitching a tent, Gromit.
I won't even give away where or what. I want people to find out for themselves, but when you see it, you'll know in the Baker one, which Hilarious. Is the fourth. Okay. I cannot remember the name of that Baker one. Anyway, it's wonderful stuff. All right. Hey, Randy, we got a clip here for you. What do you got here?
All three of us are going for the Antidote movies this week, and I'm happy.
Kind of, yeah.
I'm happy about this. I guess I've just been in a mood. Maybe you guys have too, where it's just like I've had enough of the like the winter and autumn kind of thinking, and so I'm trying to watch things that are light and fun. But at the same time, this week I keep thinking about Midnight Mass for some reason.
That's such a great
and I'm
show.
just like, screw you, Emmys, stupid Emmys.
Yeah, they should do those.
Anyway,
those will never get the credit. Alex Garland stuff will never, or not Alex Garland, the other guy. He'll never get the credit he deserves. But that's okay because I love his work so much. So.
Anyway, but like it's just a time of the year for me where I'm just like, let's watch something fun and light and like entertaining because it's pleasant. So the clip you're going to hear is the star of the movie talking to not the star of the movie, the other star of the movie. I pulled this clip just because I love it so much. The other person talking is one of my favorite living humans, and I can't. It's great. Like, how did they get this guy in this movie? I love this.
All right, here we go. Enjoy.
What are you doing out here?
My appointment's at 10.
No, you said you'd come at 10. I don't have any other appointments. I have 6 clients.
Okay. How do you make a living with only 6 clients?
I don't. I just became an online travel agent. See the posters?
Oh, yeah. So why do you need posters if it's online?
Because they were free. Why do you always have to understand the reasoning behind everything?
Oh, well, it's the only way I can make sense of things.
How's the boat?
Water's still too cold.
You don't get in the water. That's the point of the boat.
How's my account?
Speaking of cold. 2% gains, which doesn't sound like much, because it isn't. Look, you gotta be more aggressive. If you let me put that in stocks, I could probably get you 10%. That would double your money in only...
7.27 years.
Literally, the only time I was going to get to use that today.
Nope. This is all we've got. I'm not about to gamble with it.
It's not gambling. It seems like a risk, but the market...
Yeah. Well, if you could lose it, it's gambling. I'll call you in a month for my next appointment.
Don't need an appointment.
Okay.
That's so. I know Walter White's in this.
Is that Brian? Or I mean,
the other
Michael
guy,
McKeon?
No, he's the guy from Daily Show.
This,
it's the Daily Show guy. What's his name?
Oh, it's Larry Wilmore.
Larry Wilmore.
And I love him so much. Like, I would have watched this movie if it was terrible just for Larry Wilmore. He is He has this podcast that he's been running most weeks, not all weeks, but he has a podcast he's been running since he got canceled from Comedy Central. It's called Black on the Air, and it is just so good, guys. It's one of those like we need to do Reccamentals on podcasts every now and then. This is one of the ones I just want you to. I want someone out there to listen to Larry Wilmore.
He's great. He was the senior black correspondent on the Daily Show from 06 to 2014.
I know.
Yeah, love him.
But not the star of the movie. He's just this other guy who lives in the same town as Bryan Cranston, and importantly, we're missing his wife, Annette Bening. Annette Bening is perfect in this movie. It's just a simple little story based on a true story of a couple in a small town where the Bryan Cranston character is really good with numbers and figures out a way to win a little money out of the lottery. He just finds a loophole. And so he starts.
I remember this now. Yeah,
he starts pursuing the loophole, and as it goes, like they're totally cool people. They don't think of themselves as criminals. They're not actually committing any crimes here. They're really above board. They even try to tell the lottery commission, like, hey, there's this issue here, but they keep going with it. They end up getting their entire town involved, and it's like a revitalization moment for all the people. And it's just a beautiful little movie. It's got Rainn Wilson and Michael McKean, and Anna Camp is the daughter of Bryan Cranston and Annette Bening, and it's just nice. It's nice, guys.
We should say the name. Jerry and Marge Go Large is the name of the film.
Yes. This is on Paramount right now. Okay. I'm sure you'll see it elsewhere in years to come.
I think. Oh yeah, no, Paramount. Yeah, I was gonna say I saw it on Prime Video, but it just redirects you to Paramount Plus. So
yeah. Is it it happens a lot. I hate that. Does it have it's an exclusive to them, or did they make it as like a original, or do we know? It doesn't matter.
I don't know. I mean, it's got on the poster has Paramount Plus on it, but like I said, I don't know.
Sounds like it.
I just know.
It probably.
I just know that. It's one of those movies where you're like, I don't know how they got this made. It's it's too easy, Yeah. Like there's really nothing exciting, special. Like the music is pretty down the middle. It's just enjoyable. Like you need to watch the movie.
I'm a little worried. So tell me this. This is one I had on my list. I definitely want to see it. It's based on a true story, which is always interesting to me to see what they do with that material. Am I setting myself up for some really sad, like, I don't want them to be arrested or freaking, they seem too nice. So that's literally what held me back.
Tell us the ending without telling us the ending.
I guess what I'm saying is you don't have to tell me the ending, but I want to am I going to have this feeling you're describing? Am I going to feel that way all the way through? Am I going to get hosed at the end? Okay.
No, there is a conflict, but it's a conflict between these two retirees, Bryan Cranston and Annette Bening, and some college students who also figure out the same thing that he did and are kind of competing for the lottery prize winnings that they're trying to get.
Sure.
It's that conflict is really kind of cool. It's not like there's not like people pulling guns on anybody or calling the police or whatever. It's just they're they have they generate some enemies, because anytime you start making a lot of money, you're going to generate some enemies.
Yeah. Well,
but it's not like that's it. It
seems fantastic. It's definitely one I want to see.
Yeah.
I mean, these are great actors. You're talking about, two of the best, maybe.
Yes. And I find myself recommending Annette Bening. I just can't help it.
Love her.
The stuff she's in, she picks good. It's not overwhelmingly good, all right? Like she's not she's not making Oscar bait.
Is it like I know you're a bit like me in this way, but every time I hear Annette Bening's name, I just want to watch Open Range again because I love her in that.
Of course.
I want to watch The Grifters again.
Oh, it's so good in that too. She's so good.
Yeah, she's awesome.
She's good in all those things she does, and even what was the one about the founding in Vegas and the mobster?
Buckley, the Bugsy one.
Bugsy, not Buckley.
Yeah.
Yes, Bugsy. That was
Bugsy.
it. I think it was just called Bugsy. That was fantastic. She's always good. So yeah, signed. Co-signed.
She is. Bryan Cranston is playing a forced pensioner, right? Somebody who gets pushed out of his lifelong job, and finds himself, suddenly retired and with a big brain and nothing to do, and so like that's why he's just dropping in on Larry Wilmore to talk about nothing. He's really got nothing to do, so that's how like and he plays it a little bit stiff, right? This is supposed to be a guy who, you know, is kind of lost and older. Sure. So I understand what you're saying. Like I can't have that person also get into bad trouble, right? Don't worry. It's totally cool.
Good.
Well, that's awesome.
Rainn Wilson and Michael McKean are a couple of the townsfolk.
Yeah.
And I just I like it when people like that play roles like this. You know?
Yeah.
Like I kind of wish there had been more of the like best in show kind of movies, not specifically that, right? Like Christopher Guest can wear on you. we don't need 100 of those, but there's just a thing where you have good comic actors like this playing roles that bring some comic relief. You know what I mean? Like I'm always going to like a movie like this. That's what I'm saying. Always going to like this.
I like this kind of stuff as well. Definitely on our list. So today's movies, once again, Brian, tell people have been asking us to restate the name. So Brian, yours again?
Absolutely. The Worst Person in the World, streaming on Hulu.
That's right. Go to Prime if you want to watch all this Wallace and Gromit stuff. I didn't check where the movie was, but if you want to stick around
it's not streaming.
It's not there. Okay. Shaun the Sheep is definitely there, so you can watch all that and roll right into it if you want to.
The Wallace and Gromit movie is $3.99 on Amazon, on Apple.
Worth it. Get it. And Randy's, of course. Randy, you want
Jerry and Marge Go Large.
Go Large. Dr. Watley and Kevin Costner's girlfriend, Go Large. Well, there you have it. As always, fun time hanging out. This weekend we got your film sack coming up, and I think we're doing the
Transporter 2.
That's right. If you didn't get enough Transporter about a month ago, woo!
And if you still don't get enough Transporter,
I think we got
we got the summer for you.
Yeah, it's the Transporter summer.
I want to talk about my buddy Dino because he might hear me if I talk about him on Film Sack, but he'll never hear this.
Yeah.
It just, as I told you, it's just funny that a friend of mine, a guy I've known for a while now, just suddenly discovered Film Sack and started texting me constantly about his experiences listening to Film Sack, and like I'm letting it ride. Yeah. I don't want, he's, like he went through the stage where he wants to recommend movies, and now he's on to the stage where he's trying to recommend jokes, and it's great. Yeah. It's absolutely great. I love it so much.
Yeah.
And it makes me want to like go to our Patreon and figure out a way for us to get people even more involved, because it's just it's so fun when you're,
we need a multi-level, we needed a multi-level marketing plan. That's what we need. Let's get that going. So the guy right above you gets a little money when you sell it. Get Film Sack out there in more ears. We'll have conferences. We'll hire.
This is terrible.
Yeah,
this is terrible. No,
this is terrible.
I just want people who listen to Film Sack to tell us what they want us to watch on Film Sack.
We're gonna get Katy Perry to perform. It's gonna be amazing, you guys.
We're gonna end up going to Mexico to get cosmetic surgery together.
Yep, they're gonna make a made-for-TV movie about us. It's all gonna be shit. Oh, it's gonna be great. Can't wait.
What are we thinking?
It's a terrible idea. Let's never do it. Randy Jordan, aka Randy Deluxe. Follow him on Twitter at Randy Deluxe, because he'll be posting this. It's also going to be in all the social places you find all things TMS. Randy, have a fantastic day.
I will. And one more thing.
Oh, he hung up on me.
Wow.
He hung up on
full control. He had control, Scott.
Me. All right. Well, whoever had money on Nicole not coming at all, you won. Congratulations.
Yay! I'll be collecting from all of you chumps.
Good
out there.
job. Real quick, I wanted to throw out, speaking of patrons, a patron named Josh Fitzgerald, who I know personally.
Well,
he's a really nice guy. In fact,
Josh.
I'm not sure I knew until today that he's in our Patreon and has been since 2014. So, Josh, hats off and thank you, man. Super, super nice of you. If you want to be like Josh and be around since 2014, you can't do that, but you can definitely join and be around since 2022. Go to patreon.com/TMS today and find out why there's a level for you. And it's all super cheap. Don't let anyone tell you different. For $1 a month, you get so much stuff. It's insane. Okay? I know you get spoiled because we only do it for $1 as the entry level. I know that was on us for doing a monthly that's only $1. I know. Whoops, I just threw an SD card across the room. Anyway,
that should not be your fidget toy. Is an SD card.
I agree. Not only that, it's not even an SD card. It's an SD card reader with the slot for a micro SD.
Oh, okay, but there's no micro SD card.
No, it's not currently in there.
Then you're right. Yeah,
it's in my
until you threw it.
gigantic Steam Deck, which is bigger than my head.
Oh, look at that thing.
It's pretty cool. It's the best birthday gift I ever bought myself. Anyway, that's it. Frogpants.com/TMS for everything else. Play Retro tonight, 3:30 Mountain Time, if you're into that. We're talking about Legacy of Kain, a very important game in the history of the PlayStation 1. And Brian, you got anything else? Any new shows popping this week or anything?
No official new shows. I mean, no unofficial new shows. But I might stream some. I don't think I'm lifting today, so I might stream some Marvel Snap if I get some other work done.
Nice.
Maybe just do like an hour of Marvel Snappage.
Are we any closer to worldwide on that, or are we still?
No, they just released an update that adds a big event. It's not really an event as much as it's a opportunity to buy packs if you want to buy packs. Not really even buying packs. You're buying you're buying loot. It's the gacha thing, but no change from that to actual gameplay, even though all that announcement is causing some kerfuffle in the Marvel Snap community. So I mean, yeah, we're getting closer to worldwide release, but I still don't know when it's going to be.
Well, watch for that. Brian's, if you're all following as a can, it'll pop and you'll know. So get in there.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
That's it for the show. Thank you all for listening. We'll be here tomorrow with a brand new lineup of not a brand new lineup. The regular faces will be here.
What, Scott? What about
we're not the hosts anymore. Larry Wilmore, our senior black
Nicole will be here tomorrow.
Yeah, Nicole will do the whole show by herself. Anyway, so that'll do it. Boy, that'd be an all-female show because you'd have her and Amy and then Wendy.
And Amy and Wendy, yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Wow. All right. No, enough sausages for one day. Hey, Brian, why don't you play us a song here at the end of the show, please?
Yes, sir. This is going out to Frank Rodriguez. Says, good morning, steak and brisket. I'm having steak for dinner tonight, coincidentally. Yeah. Perfect. I'm requesting a more upbeat cover of a song I've loved for quite some time and has extra special meaning. The original was the song my uncle's wife walked down the aisle to on the day of their wedding. They were high school sweethearts whose relationship ended when their lives took separate paths as she was off to college and he was off to become a Major League Baseball player. For the decades that followed, they each experienced their shares of highs and lows, including a career-ending injury for my uncle and a really abusive marriage for her. They would both end up divorced in their 50s and by fate and chance would find each other again. The rest is history, and as the song's title and lyrics suggest, it was almost as if they waited 1,000 years for each other, but now share the rest of their lives together. I love this story. Happily in love and support for one another. To celebrate love triumphing at the end, please play New Found Glory's cover of 1,000 Years. And for those interested, check out the original by Christina Perri. Roll the dough, yo. Frank Info, previously from America's Wang, and now in North Carolina, Southern Tadpole Meetup. Here I come.
Yeah, that's a good move. Florida's weird.
That's a good move.
Yeah. Your governor there sucks. He's a turd. Anyway, go ahead.
But Frank Info, I love that story about the two of them coming apart and then finding each other again. That's so awesome. All right, so the request is New Found Glory's cover of Christina Perri's 1,000 Years. This is from 2019's From the Screen to Your Stereo, Volume 3, the third in their series of covers of movie songs, which have been great. If you like New Found Glory, this is you're gonna love this. Here's their cover of 1,000 Years.
All right, that's it. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.
This show is part of the Frog Pants Network. Frog Pants Network. Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.
That's at least half a beaner.
Hey, you know what I forgot to tell you?
Yeah.
Here, I'll tell you in post-show if I can get here and record it.
Okay.
Here we go. Okay, so this is the thing I didn't tell you.